With a rookie-laden squad, there is no question that the UPEI men's hockey team will rely on its goaltenders in order to be successful this year. Second-team AUS All-Star Jonah Capriotti has proven himself in this league, but he also has two teammates that are more than capable in between the pipes. Today we welcome Carp Ontario's Joe Ranger and Wendover, Ontario's Jakob Robillard. Joe Ranger, Jakob Robillard, great to have you on for the first edition of Panther Prime. We're here with actual players, 2023-24 season. Boys, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having us.
So, I guess it's a little bit of a full circle for you guys, boys, in the sense that you grew up together, you played against one another, you played with one another a little bit, and maybe can you sort of talk about that, what it's like having had that connection coming from childhood days and now being here in your adult days playing for the men's hockey team?
Yeah, it's definitely funny. We have the amount of little pictures we have together after winning tournaments when we were kids and stuff. It's like you said, it's pretty surreal, kind of full circle moment, and not only playing with each other but playing against each other too. So
sure,
it's pretty awesome.
Were you pretty competitive growing up, either against one another or with one another?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I'd say we definitely started playing with each other before against, really.
Yeah.
And then when I moved to, I'd say, Bantam, we played against each other quite a bit.
And you guys would.
We were quite good.
Yeah, we weren't so good, our team.
Okay.
But there was only 5 teams in the league, so we did get to see each other quite a bit.
Right. And you're both from small town Ontario. You're Joe, you're from Carp, Jake, you're from Wendover. Did you play, was it kind of a small town rivalry sort of thing when you were growing up?
Well, the teams we played for, the team I played for, the Titans, was the area was basically from where I am all the way up to almost North Bay. Gotcha. I don't know if you know where that is. So it was pretty much a 3.5 hour span of of area. So like Jake said, there was only 5 teams. So it was more so of the west end of Ottawa versus the east end of Ottawa, I guess. Okay. But the east end usually got the best of us.
Good.
Yeah.
So your past ultimately led you here. You kind of took some similarities in your past, some differences. Maybe Jake, can you talk about? Of course, you got the familiarity with the Charlottetown Islanders, being here from January on last year.
Yeah,
January,
right after
February,
Christmas.
Right after Christmas. So maybe talk a little bit about where you came from and how you ended up eventually UPEI. And then Joe, I'll ask you the same.
Yeah, sure. So just through junior, I played in the CCHL at 17 with the Cornwall Colts. Played a season and a half with them. When COVID struck, the QMJHL was the only league playing in Canada. So when I got approached by Sherbrooke, it was pretty exciting with everything going on, the only league playing, and had an opportunity to play. So jumped over there and.
Did someone in the OHL own your rights? Or
yes, the Barrie Colts did. Okay. I was drafted late with Barrie, and Sherbrooke bought my rights out.
Okay.
From
so that's
from
how you
Barrie.
got to the Quebec League.
Yeah. And 19 season, had a great run with them. We made it to conference finals, losing to the Charlottetown Islanders, funny enough.
That's right.
When Christmas came in my 20th season, I got traded over to Charlottetown, and all things considered, couldn't have been happier.
Sure. Joe, how about you?
Yeah, I played, Jake and I actually played the U18 league in Ottawa.
Okay.
It's basically the farm teams for the CCHL, and
right.
I was drafted by the Mississauga Steelheads as a 16-year-old, and lucky enough I made the team right out of camp, so that was pretty cool. And played 2.5 years there, and then it was COVID, and then like Jake said, the OHL wasn't playing, and I ended up getting loaned out to Trenton Golden Hawks in the OJHL. Okay. Yeah, and then we did.
So the OJ played, the OHL didn't?
Yeah, the OJHL kind of, I think it was based on the areas in which the teams were. So Trenton was another kind of smaller town, and they played against their neighboring town, Wellington. Okay. And so had a cup of coffee there, not too long, and then when the OHL start back up, played my 19-year-old year with the Steelheads, and it was really good actually. I played with Mike Stubbs.
Yeah.
We actually lived together for a bit when we were 16, so that was fun.
Cool, another connection.
Yeah, and then so we lost second round against Hamilton when they were they loaded up pretty well. So, and then last year I spent half the year.
It would have been like McTavish and them.
Yeah, he's also from Carp actually.
Oh, he's from Carp.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we unfortunately got swept by them, but it was a great year. And then last year I got traded to Sudbury, which was really cool because my mom is from Sudbury.
Oh, right.
So I had a lot of family there and kind of felt like a hometown team. And then halfway through the year, I had finished the year with the London Nationals.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that the OJ?
That's
again?
the GOJHL.
GOJHL.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So if you look in the island, you're both come from small towns. You come here, Jake, of course, a bit more familiarity with the island. But what's your impressions sort of been of PEI and I guess UPEI at the same time? Maybe comment on both those.
Yeah, well, like you said, the small town feel definitely appealed to me when I was. I knew I wanted to come out to the AUS and play because it's arguably the best hockey in the country. So. Yeah. And then I always liked. I've never even been to. This is my first time I've ever been, past Quebec City. So it's pretty. It was pretty exciting. I kind of went in there with an open mind and kind of like a blank sheet because I didn't really know what to expect. But from what I was told, everyone says that it's the best place in Canada and
for sure.
Yeah, just so laid back, such like the small town feel and a great sense of community. And first couple weeks I was here, I was like, yeah, this is definitely where I want to be.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Jake, how about you?
I definitely learned the same thing with playing with Charlottetown. Maritime hockey's quite something. It's fun for sure.
Yeah.
Speaking, funny enough, with small towns where I'm at right now, out in Bonshaw, I kind of do have that same vibe from
you
back
can go
home.
fishing down in the Bonshaw.
Oh yeah. I might head there this afternoon.
You might
actually,
head there
yeah.
this afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah. So no.
Don't tell Forby you're missing practice to go
I'll be
fishing.
at practice. No, I would never miss practice for fishing, but yeah, definitely sneak it in from time to time.
Good stuff. Jake, you're injured right now. How's your injury going?
Quite well. I'd say we're definitely ahead of schedule with coming back, so that's motivating. Been skating as much as I can. Really, I don't push it too much because knees can be a little iffy. But looking to start practicing late this week or next week, hopefully.
And then, would you have a projected time frame in terms of potential return date?
Nothing exact. It'll be play it out, play by ear, and just try to get better every day.
Gotcha. So you guys have a bit of as goaltenders, you have a bit of a unique perspective on the game. You're either sitting on the bench in a backup role, watching everything unfold, or you're in the plays on the other end. You have the opportunity to kind of see how things are developing.
Mm-hmm.
And, this is a young team, 18 new players on it, and maybe if you could talk about what it is that you guys have seen from the back end or from the crease perspective. We'll have a cup of Joe with Joe here and start with you.
Yeah, well, it's definitely right off the bat you noticed how much people want to, or guys on the team want to prove, what they can do and what they got, because I think a lot of guys, with there being so many young players, it's everyone's
healthy
like
competition.
Yeah, exactly, and it shows in the practices. I mean, the practices, that was one of the first things. We get straight to it, like right into the warm-up drills and the battle drills. But I guess from a goaltending standpoint, I mean, the amount of guys who block the shots, it's our defensemen, our forwards, like it's very. How do you say, like it's a good feeling. Yeah, like it's a good feeling knowing that guys are putting their bodies on the line for you, so that makes you just want to work and make that many more saves for them. But yeah, it's definitely a very tenacious group, and I think we're starting to form like that team identity of like the engine never stops or tenacity. So it's been a great time so far.
Good stuff, Jake.
Yeah, so from again a lot of similar stuff, but I'd say from being in the room, mostly practice, right? I haven't had the chance to be on the bench yet, but just like starting to learn each other a lot more, which obviously takes time, such a new group. But yeah, starting to see a lot of things kind of flow together, and a lot of passion, a lot of A lot of intensity, I'd say, with trying to get things rolling right away, and that's it's only healthy
You had a
competition.
first-hand look at some of that intensity last year with number 12 from the green and white.
Yeah,
too.
no, I'm loving watching that again. The series bringing the same kind of game, and it's awesome. He's kind of guy you hate to play against, but you just love to have him.
I know. He is fun to watch.
He's great.
Yeah. Of course, we're referring to Kieran Gallant, the former captain, Jake's teammate with Charlottetown. But Joe, I guess I'm going to ask you a specific question here. We like to connect dots on the island. We like to sort of know where people are and where they came from. And your grandfather, Frank St. Marseille, was actually an original member of the St. Louis Blues back in the late 1960s.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he lost to my Boston Bruins in the 1970s. I should add that, so sorry, Frank, to hear about that. But he also has a connection to the island as well, in the sense that he played with Billy McMillan back when they were both wrapping up their professional careers in the late 70s down in Fort Worth, and they played with another Islander, Alfie Handrahan, who comes from up in the western end of the island. So it's the hockey world's small, but there's always these kind of connections that happen within the island. But can you maybe talk about what role Frank played in your hockey career and in your development, and how that kind of looked over the years?
Yeah, for sure. My grandpa Frank, we're really close. He actually lives near me now, so it's pretty cool that because he's originally from Sudbury as well, Blizzard Valley. So he lives just in Almont, and I go golfing with him almost like every week in the summer, and go to barbecues and stuff like that.
Can he still play?
Oh yeah, he's a stick too. He's really good. Yeah, and he lets me know when he plays well too.
And he doesn't give you anything?
No, nothing.
No, right.
But yeah, as far as growing up, like my whole family's very hockey oriented, especially my mom's side. My cousins had a cup of coffee in the OHL, played in the CCHL, and my uncles, same thing with them. So it's definitely. And I'm the youngest out of like my whole family, so yeah, so it's pretty.
Any other goalies in the family?
No, I'm the only goalie. Maybe that's why I'm the youngest. So all my cousins and my brother, they threw me in net.
Throw Joe in net.
Yeah, exactly. but no, yeah, he's been very influential in my career, and he's always kind of like that. That voice that kind of like brings me back to
reason.
Yeah, like comes back to reality and words of wisdom. But yeah, it was pretty cool when we were in Halifax in the Forum. I snapped him like a picture of it, and because he was the head coach of the Voyageurs.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool. I took a picture of it, and he's like, "Geez, I can't believe that place is still there."
And it hasn't changed.
Yeah,
since
he says it looks the exact same. But no, yeah, he's been great.
Do you think he'll make it down to see you sometime?
Yeah, hopefully. Well, they're actually here during beginning of camp. Yeah, they came for they were golfing, and they didn't see us play yet. But yeah, I'm sure a lot of my family would probably start coming down.
Sure. And Jake, I know your dad was pretty influential in your guys' playing days, right?
Yeah.
I think he coached you guys in spring hockey.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
He coached me from the beginning. To my novice season, there was just kind of how a lot of dads start out. There's no coach, so someone kind of had to fill up, and he from the beginning loved it, and he still does it to this day.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What's he coaching these days?
Junior A in back home, the Rockland Nats in the CCHL.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, found love for it right away, and ended up making our own spring team with Joe. Did quite well. We kind of rounded up the best guys out of a lot of them.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Had success.
Yeah.
So, quick story. Back in the late 70s, Rockland Nationals came down and played against the old Charlottetown Colonels at the time in the Eastern Canadian Championship. Yeah. And I think they were coached by Brian Murray at the time, who coached in the NHL. So, we beat them. Like
had to throw that in there.
I had to throw that one in. No, I don't know if we beat them or not. I'll say we beat them. I won't let a lie get in the way of a good story anyway. But I do remember them coming down and playing, and I do believe Brian coached them. So anyway, boys, listen, thanks for coming on, chatting. It was great to get to learn a little bit about you. And Jake, I hope you feel better soon.
Thank you.
Joe, keep up that good work, like in that home opener against UPEI with 1-0 loss. So thanks for coming on, boys.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great year.